My name is DeAndrea Bolden, and you are tuned in to the Faith and Mental Health Podcast. Well, guys, listen, it is the month of May, my favorite month of the year. It's my birth month. My birthday was May 5th, although it's El Cinco de Mayo. I call it El Cinco de Mayo. Sorry, I said it wrong. I call it El Cinco de Mayo in honor of myself. And we also know right behind my birthday every year is what is celebrated as Mother's Day. But I didn't want to come on here to celebrate Mother's Day. Instead, I want to talk about some of the downside of Mother's Day. Some of the things we don't talk about, some of the things that people deal with, and it's not really shared openly. And so we want to talk about when Mother's Day hurts. And so this is a gentle word for the grieving, the waiting, and the wounded. And so Mother's Day is not a celebration. It's not joyful for everyone. Everyone is not happy. For some people, it is an annual day of sadness, of grieving, of mourning, of mixed feelings, of just all type of things that could be going through their mind. And so for some people, Mother's Day feels like a deep sigh, a quiet ache, or like a wound that time still hasn't healed. And so we live in a society where everyone is yelling Happy Mother's Day. There's cars everywhere. There's flowers. There's candy. Everybody's taking mama out and all these different things. But it's okay to admit, and it can be even hard to admit, that this particular day can bring you more pain than peace. And so it has to be said because not everybody is happy, let alone celebrating Mother's Day. And so if you find yourself in that place or in that space, it's okay. And there's nothing wrong with feeling the way you do. Sometimes we try to make people feel guilty for having feelings, and that's not okay. And so there's different things. And so there are people that are grieving the loss of their mother. There's people that, it may be early on. They may, want to pick up the phone and call mama, but mama's gone. The world is going to keep going. Life is going to go on. Your job is going to go on. People are going to go on. But your heart doesn't forget. Your heart remembers. There's a quote that, and I'm going to keep using it. I'm going to wear this quote out because I love it so much. But I found this quote online that said that grief is love with no place to go. And so grief doesn't follow a schedule. Grief doesn't have a specific pattern. It's something that everyone, no matter, who you lost, but it's something that everyone has to process and deal with in their own way. And so I always tell people, if you're struggling, if like it's been a really long time and you just can't shake it and it's crippling your life, then it's absolutely time to go and get professional help. And so listen, if you feel like you need to cry, you can cry. You don't have to hide or mask or hamper the way you feel. In fact, there's a lot of research studies that are showing that suppressed emotions can affect our health. And so we want to make sure that if that's how you need to cry, then you cry. And so there are those that are still grieving their mothers on Mother's Day. Then there are those who lost children. Many of us heard it said all the time that it's not natural to bury your child. As a parent, you expect your children to bury you. And so no matter what the age or the circumstances, if someone loses their child, that is a heartache that a lot of people just say there's no words to describe that kind of pain. And so, even if you lost a child, it could have been even your only child, you're still a mother. And so even if everyone around you forgets as the years go on, heaven remembers, so do you, and so do I. And so, it's important to understand that, whether it was a miscarriage, a stillbirth, a child you lost due to illness, or a tragedy, it doesn't matter. It's still the pain of losing a child. And so if that's something that you're dealing with and you're struggling to get through it, it's nothing wrong with getting help. It's okay. It's okay to get help when you're struggling and your heart is broken and you don't know what to do. And so we talked about those who lost mothers, those who lost children. Well, what about those who long to be a mother? Some people don't have the option of and even wondering what it's like to be a mother. They've hoped, they've prayed, they've tried, and every year, every baby announcement, every baby shower, every commercial, every social media photo with families full of healthy, vibrant children, every announcement, it feels like another silent loss. Let's not forget that infertility is a grief that a lot of people don't talk about, but I'm going to talk about it right now. I want to say to any woman that is struggling with infertility, you're not forgotten. Your identity is not limited to your womb. Your value as a wife or as a woman, whatever, it's not tied to your ability to conceive. You're still whole, you are worthy, and you deserve to be loved. I don't want anyone to feel that they're less valuable or their life has less meaning due to infertility issues. We have to give ourselves grace. That I know this is a tough one. These are tough topics when it comes to some of the emotions and feelings and things that the complex and complicated things that people are dealing with during Mother's Day. Another one, let's talk about complicated relationships with a mother that may still be alive or may have passed away, but she wasn't the mother you needed or the mother you hoped for, or it wasn't the mother child relationship of your dreams. Maybe your mother wounded you more than she loved on you. And it's, although inexcusable, but hurt people hurt people. Maybe maybe you are a mother carrying the pain of a strained relationship with your own child. Sometimes, if we're not careful, history can repeat itself. We may not have a good relationship with our mother, and then we look up and we don't have a good relationship with our own child or children. It's okay to grieve what you feel is missing. Listen, it's okay to feel the pain of, man, your mother may not have been the mother that she should have or could have been. She may not have been the mother you needed or deserved. And it's a complicated situation. It's so complicated. And this is, again, why I tell people to get the professional help so you can walk through these things and resolve them and try to heal and let those wounds heal and not let them fester any longer. That's a tough thing to, have a tumultuous or a complicated or a toxic relationship with your own mother. That's a pain. And it's sad when that goes to the next generation. When you have if you have a strained relationship with your own children. So I think we have to realize a couple things. It's okay. It's okay to grieve what you feel that is missing in your life. It's okay to sit with pain for things that never were or may never be. Even if your mother's alive, you may never have the relationship with her that you want. It may never be the relationship that you need to be. And sometimes those are things we have to deal with. Life is not always the way we want it to be, unfortunately. And so you don't have to fake like everything's okay. God sees your heartbreak, and he sees the heartbreak that no one else in your life can see. So healing doesn't always come right away, but it can come little by little as you allow space for God's truth and grace, and of course his love. And so I want people to realize that you don't need to feel invisible today. You may not get a card. Nobody may not post you. You may not have any flowers or gifts coming. Maybe nobody even checks on you on Mother's Day. But let me say this loud and clear. I see you. I honor your story, and I'm praying for your heart. Mother's Day doesn't have to be loud or full of fanfare for it to be meaningful or for you to even have to deal with it. It's fine. Sometimes the most precious moments in our life happen real quiet because that's where God meets us in the pain, in the questions, and in the complete silence. So I want to encourage you on today that if you've lost a mother, if you lost a child, if you don't have the best relationship with or had the best relationship with your mother, or same thing as it goes, you don't have the best relationship with your children, I want to encourage you to see hope for the future and not let this day bring you down to the point of just feeling miserable. I also want to encourage, if this is an annual thing, that you get professional help, that you seek professional help, and that you also allow yourself to be in a place and a space where you're not isolated if possible. I don't know everybody's situation. Some people lives, they may not have as many people around them. Everybody's situation is different, but if nothing else, get the professional help so that you can grieve and get through the process of grief and heal and deal with the things. Even if the relationship with your mother is complicated and she's still alive, okay, so you're grieving a relationship with someone that isn't even dead, but the relationship may be dead, and so you need to deal with that. Same thing with your own children, and if you have a complicated relationship with your children, and if you know that you may have done some things or allowed some things or overlooked some things, then you need to apologize and try to make that right. Being a parent doesn't mean we're right all the time. We have to be open to apologizing to our children for where we failed them. They are people, and those people one day grow up to be adults. And sometimes if we take advantage of them and we don't love and treat them the way they should, they'll get older and we look up and they don't even come around anymore. And so if your mother is alive or if your child is alive, and if there is the opportunity or occasion to try to mend things, try to mend it while people are alive. But if you feel that it's not mendable, if you feel that it's too toxic, then you do what you have to do. But I always suggest, if nothing else, just get therapy, get counseling, and and leave room and space for the Lord to heal your heart. And so I hope that this has encouraged you and given you some strength to make it through another Mother's Day. God bless you.